Bjorn the Brave, Saga of the Viking Adventurer. In the rugged fjords of medieval Scandinavia, Bjorn the Brave set sail, seeking glory and treasure. With his longship cutting through the waves, he dreamed of conquest and fame. His heart burned with the desire to make his mark on history. Along the coast, he raided villages, his sword gleaming in the sunlight. But amidst the chaos of battle, he found honor and loyalty among his fellow warriors. Together, they plundered and pillaged, their legend growing with each victory. Yet, Bjorn yearned for more than mere riches. He longed to explore the unknown, to conquer lands untouched by Viking ships. So, he set his course for distant horizons, guided by the stars. As he sailed into uncharted seas, he faced fierce storms and treacherous waters. But his resolve never wavered. He was determined to claim new lands for his people. Along the way, he clashed with rival clans, each battle testing his courage and skill. Yet, through it all, he remained steadfast, driven by his thirst for adventure. One fateful night, as the northern lights danced across the sky, Bjorn encountered a creature of legend. A monstrous sea serpent rose from the depths, its eyes blazing with fury. With a mighty roar, Bjorn and his crew engaged the beast in a battle for survival. The sea churned with their struggle, waves crashing against the sides of their ship. But Bjorn fought on, his sword flashing in the darkness. With a final, desperate blow, he struck the serpent down, its lifeless body sinking beneath the waves. Victorious, Bjorn sailed on, his spirit unbroken by the encounter. As he journeyed further into the unknown, he encountered new lands and civilizations. He marveled at their customs and traditions, forging alliances and friendships along the way. Yet, even as he explored new worlds, he never forgot his Viking heritage. Honor and loyalty remained his guiding principles, even in the face of temptation. For every treasure he discovered, he shared with his comrades, knowing that their strength lay in unity. But as his legend grew, so too did the challenges he faced. Rival warlords sought to claim his conquests for their own, testing his resolve at every turn. Yet, through cunning and bravery, Bjorn emerged victorious, his name echoing across the land. And still, he continued to seek new adventures, driven by an insatiable thirst for glory. For he knew that the greatest conquests were yet to come. As the years passed, Bjorn's fame spread far and wide, his deeds immortalized in song and story. Yet, despite all his victories, he remained humble, never forgetting the values that had guided him. Honor, loyalty, exploration, these were the hallmarks of his legacy. And though his journey had been long and arduous, he knew that it was far from over. For there were still lands to conquer, seas to explore, and battles to be fought. And so, Bjorn the Brave sailed on, his destiny calling him ever forward. Through storm and strife, he remained steadfast, his spirit unbreakable. And though he may never find the riches he sought, he knew that his true treasure lay in the friendships he had forged along the way. For in the end, it was not the gold or glory that mattered, but the bonds of kinship that bound them together. And so, as the sun set on another day of adventure, Bjorn raised his sword to the sky, a silent tribute to the gods who had guided his path. For he knew that as long as he remained true to himself and his comrades, his legacy would endure for generations to come. And so, with the wind at his back and the stars as his guide, Bjorn the Brave sailed on, his heart filled with the promise of new adventures yet to come. And though his journey had been long and fraught with peril, he knew that it was all worth it in the end. For he had lived life on his own terms, carving his own path through the annals of history. And though he may never be remembered as the greatest warrior or the wealthiest king, he knew that he had left his mark on the world in his own small way. And so, as he sailed off into the sunset, Bjorn the Brave smiled, content in the knowledge that he had lived a life worth living. And though his adventures were far from over, he knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, he would face them head-on, with courage and determination. For he was Bjorn the Brave, a Viking warrior unlike any other, and his legend would live on long after he was gone. So, as the waves rocked his ship and the stars shone down from above, Bjorn raised his voice in a song of triumph, a song that echoed across the seas and into the hearts of all who heard it. For he knew that no matter where his journey took him, he would always be guided by the spirit of adventure that burned within him. And so, with his loyal crew by his side and the wind in his sails, Bjorn the Brave sailed on, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For he knew that as long as he remained true to himself and his ideals, he would always find a way to emerge victorious in the end. And though the seas may be rough and the battles may be fierce, Bjorn the Brave would never falter, for he was a Viking warrior, and nothing could stand in his way. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars filled the night sky, Bjorn the Brave set his course for new adventures, his heart filled with the promise of glory and conquest. For he knew that as long as he remained true to his Viking heritage, he would always find his way home, to the fjords of medieval Scandinavia, where his legend would live on for eternity. And so, with a fierce cry of triumph, Bjorn the Brave sailed off into the unknown, his destiny awaiting him on the horizon. For he was a Viking warrior, and his journey was far from over. And though the seas may be dark and the storms may rage, Bjorn the Brave would never fear, for he knew that he was destined for greatness. And so, with his head held high and his heart filled with courage, Bjorn the Brave sailed on, ready to face whatever adventures lay ahead in the vast, untamed wilderness of the Viking Age.